And now, as you head down onto your back, you're going to go ahead and walk the knees inward, or the feet inward, and let the knees face upward. And then bring your arms like a lowercase t straight out to the side and elbows just slightly bent. We're going to start with isometrics with our inhale. So find the back of the arms, the back of the head, shoulder blades, sacral bone, and feet. And as you inhale, we're going to spread the pinky fingers and thumbs away from each other. Press down through anything touching the mat. And then breathe into the center of the chest. As you exhale, slowly release that tension. And feel what happens within the body. We're going to take our time with this. Slowly start the inhale. Press. And pull that breath, that life force, deep into the center of the chest. And slowly release it. Go ahead now and go on your own breath. Create that pressure downward. Anything touching the mat, and try to distribute that pressure equally. And then focus on the breath being pulled deep into the chest at this moment. Slowly time the release of the muscles with the release of the breath. The next time you exhale, pause. We're going to start the inhale together and add on. Now again, inhale, pressing down, feet, sacral bone, arms, back of the head, back of the arms, back of the hands, shoulder blades. Now this time on your exhale, you're going to release and let the arms go up overhead, thumbs down, and lift the hips up. Then as you're rolling the spine down, make stop arms. So find each vertebra and bend both elbows. And go slightly below the shoulders, and as the tailbone finds that length, straighten the arms and move to a neutral spine. We're going to repeat that. Press down with the arms. Pull the breath in. Press with that back of the head, the feet. Now, as you exhale, float the hips up and the arms. Thumbs face downward, fingertips reach. Bend the elbows and slowly then synchronize the arms and this rolling of the spine. And then go ahead and straighten them again. Press on the inhale. Float on the exhale, hips, and then reach the arms. And then synchronize. Bend the elbows. Manipulate that spine downward. Go ahead and lengthen out the arms and just come to a neutral spine now. Now at this moment, now we're going to change gears here and go at a diagonal from your right knee to your left hand. Drop the right knee down towards the ground. We're going to isometrically press through the back of the head and your left foot and leg, and then reach with the right arm. So right knee just drops, but your intention and gaze are going down that left arm. The lower part of the body will arc up and expand into it, and then release. Just come back to the center. Drop the left knee down. Start to press through the right foot as you turn your gaze, reach with your right hand, and arc the hips upward. Let's come back to the center and return to neutral. Drop the right knee, press out of the left side and reach. And back. Really find that center line. Then the left side, left knee. Press out of the right. And back. Go back to your center line. Start to press down with the back side of the body as you breathe into your chest. Float the hips up. Sweep the arms up. And roll the spine down. Now, you had the arms overhead this time. Just leave them right there. See if you can manipulate all the way down to the tailbone. Pick up the left foot, place it on the right ankle. Oh, left foot, which is the ankle, and on the right knee. And then reach up and wrap around that right leg. We're going to thread the needle here and manipulate the spine in the opposite direction. Start to move the breath into the back body a bit. And then we're going to do some rolling twists. Take the right hand to the left foot, left hand to the left knee. Set the head down and stretch that right leg out. Now from here, we're going to use this left hand and roll onto our right side. Keep the knee nice and bent. And then release the right arm. As you come across, take the left arm off to the side, move a little bit into that twist to the right, and then stretch the leg long. Roll to your back, and then take that left knee right up to the left elbow, transfer it across the body, and move into the twist. Stretch it out, circle it around, come across, and lengthen out. Now this next one, right here, we're coming up and across, but instead of lengthening out, we're going to roll to our back in a moment. So stay in your twist. When you roll back, keep the left knee bent, bend the right leg, plant that right foot down, and we're going to thread the needle a second time. So flex the left foot, reach up and wrap around the right leg, and then thread the needle again. Releasing this, Unwind the legs, arms out to the sides. Press through the back of the body. Float the hips up, then the arms, and roll that spine down. Really manipulate those last couple of vertebrae, and then pick up the right ankle and bring it across the left leg. We're going to reach up and thread the needle. Then transfer your left hand to the outside of the right foot and your right hand to the right knee. As the head comes down, we will stretch out with that left leg and then use a little bit of the right arm to roll yourself to your left side. Let's keep this knee nice and bent on the first one. Then reach out with the arms to that lowercase t and come across. We're going to lengthen out with that leg and to our back. Drive the right knee up to the right elbow, and then use your core strength to come across. And down, and up, and around. Now we're going to come back to our back, pull the knee up, come across, but roll the right onto your back again, bending that left knee, and we get to thread the needle a second time. So as you move back, you may be able to adjust that leg and right leg a little differently, or not. And then thread the needle, both arms around that left leg, and tuck that chin, tuck the tailbone. Each breath is really exploring the back side of the body now. Releasing, unwind the legs, take your arms out to the side, go right back to the beginning. Press down with anything touching the mat and pull the breath deep into the center of the chest. Just release on your exhale. Inhale that pressure downward. Exhale, release. Let's do one more. Drop the right knee to the mat, look to the left and reach. Reach as far as you can and then drive that left foot into the ground. Rotate the pelvis to the right. Slide your left arm up overhead. Circle it around. Plant your left hand on the right hand. And as you're rolling to your back, just glide your fingertips along the inside of the hand, across the chest, and out. Drop the left knee down, turn your gaze to the right, drive out of that right foot. Once you have anchored, back of the head, back of the right arm, then slide that right arm up overhead, circle it around, Let the hands, the palms touch, and as you rotate back, softly glide the fingertips and back. We'll do one more on each side. Drop the right knee, gaze to the left, and then drive. Drive that left foot down, the back of the head down, the back of the left arm down. Then left arm up, do the circle like we did the leg, and then roll to your back and glide. Left leg down, tension to the right, and now drive. Drive out of that right foot. Slide the arm up overhead, all the way around. And let's return to the center. Pause. Just be in the body for a moment. Be in the breath. Let your inhale and exhale be as prolonged and intense as possible. As we go into the movement part, we're going to continue to work mostly on extension, side to side, and breath. Let's pick up our knees, clasp them, and hug. And then go ahead and roll over to one side. We'll transfer to our table position and continue. Spread the palms, wrists are directly below the shoulders, knees, of course, directly below the hips. Now pull the breath into the belly rather than the chest. Tilt the tailbone, belly full of breath. Pick up your right hand, extend it overhead, and tuck, driving into the ground. Right hand goes to the back of the head, and then inhale a second time and look up. Bring your hand back to your hip, lengthen out with the top of the feet, and stretch this right arm as far forward as you can. Turn the palm down, reach with the left arm, and then drop. We're going to go right up to table. Tilt to have a belly full of breath. Left hand goes overhead, thumb up, tucking, and then drive into the ground. Use the back body for isometrics. Now use the front. Grab the back of the head. Inhale, gaze upward, twist. Exhale, hand back to the hip, lengthen out the arm and the body, and stretch with that left arm. Let the right one join, and down dog. Slide up to down dog. Press out of the wrist, into the hips, and then pedal the feet, move the hips, move into anything in, especially the calf muscles, ankles, bones of the feet. Start there. We already did a lot with the torso, so explore the legs, the feet. Lift the heels, lower the knees, pop your hands right up, and bring your right leg forward. We're going to make stop arms and press the navel back and tuck the tailbone. So squeeze those glutes. Drive forward into your front knee, and then inhale, stretch into a crescent. Exhale, start at the left knee, tuck the tailbone, make stop arms. Come forward, keep that tension from navel to pelvic floor, then inhale. Exhale. Come forward. Inhale. Exhale. Let's rotate to the left. Slide the arms to warrior, and then reach for your left heel. Reach for the ceiling. Lift your lower back up out of that left heel. And then come forward, reaching as far as you can to drag the hand and lift up, planting that left foot and rotating into Trikonasana. Most likely this will be a slightly shorter stance between the feet. Focus on tailbone to crown of the head and the rotation of the lowest ribs. You can play with the bend of the left knee, right knee, and then press into the ground strongly. Left hand will come back to the hip, big bend in the right knee, and step forward. Now reach forward with your 10 fingertips. Take your shoulders over the hands. Then use the strength of the legs as you go into a squat. It's like a weird down dog. Bring your hands to the knees and walk them up. We're going to lock out the arms, lock out the lower abdomen, and then tilt and tuck. Belly full of breath on the inhale. Expel the breath through the mouth and tuck on the exhale. Again. Again. Now we have that strength there. Lift and reach. Keep the chin tucked in for a moment. Then lift the chin and stop arms. We're going to rotate the right elbow back, left elbow forward. Stretch out the arms. And then move over and drop for Utkatasana. So chair pose, bound and twist, looking at the right shoulder. Take a few breaths. Focus from navel to pelvic floor. Drop deeper into the hips, twist a little bit more. As we stand up, lift, separate the feet, stop arms. Left elbow back, right elbow forward. Extend the arms, drag the hips forward. And as you move the right foot, Utkatasana twist. Stabilize, soles of the feet, right elbow to left knee. Then go to breath. Pelvic floor to navel on the exhale. Deepen the twist. As we release this, move the right foot. Reach up. Drop back into Utkatasana. Hands on the knees. Tilt. On your tuck, bring the crown of the head down and ragdoll. Both hands to the ground, step back to down dog and explore again. Several breaths here. Lift the heels, lower down to the knees. You are in table. Repeating, tilt the tailbone, belly full of breath. Left hand overhead with the tuck. Really pressing to the ground. Hand to the back of the head. Gaze upward, twist. Settle back to your heels, but stretch that left arm as far forward as you can. Then reach the right. Let's come back to table. Belly full of breath. Right hand goes overhead. Drive. Hand to the back of the head. Rotate upward. Hand back. And stretch it out. Let the left arm join you. And pop the hands up. Left leg will come forward. Stop arms. Come forward, making sure navel back, pelvic floor stays engaged. And then inhale, crescent. Press back, manipulate. Navel to pelvic floor, stop arms. Drag forward and expand. One more. Rotate to the right. Reach for the right heel and lift. Lift out of that right heel. As we come forward, reach forward, hand to the ground, and again, plant that right foot and then rotate into Trikonasana. Knees can be as bent as they need to. You could bring in a block, bring the hand on the leg, but rotate from that lowest rib, full spinal extension, and then play with the limbs. You can bend one knee, both knee, straighten, expand. Now we are going to take a deep bend in the right knee, left knee, hands at the right hip. Let's step forward. Fingertips on the ground. Take your shoulders over the wrists. And then it's almost like a Utkatasana down dog. Drag yourself back, bending into the knees, expanding from sit bones to fingers, and then bring your hands above the knees. We're going to use the strength of the arms to lock in the torso. Deep bellows breath. Inhale. Belly full of breath, tuck, and expel. Through the mouth. Roll up, extend the arms. Tuck that chin in for a moment. Make your stop arms. Release the Jaladhara Bandha. Nice neutral head and neck now. Left elbows back, right elbows forward, extend. See if you can really anchor in the feet to the hips as this left arm drives back. We're gonna internally use our muscles and drag that hip forward. Move and twist. Now, if you'd like a little bit of a challenge, roll your weight to your heels and lift the toes into the twist. You maybe could lift both heels just an inch or two and then roll back again. Square off that right knee. Move into the crease of the hips. As we stand up, extend through the arms, tuck that chin in, lock in the belly, and then lift. Right elbows back, extend the arms, and drag that hip forward. And then move over, drop into the twist. Lift the toes, roll the weight to the heels if you wish. And then maybe you could lift the heels. Extend the arms, come up. Sit into Utkatasana. Feel that pure strength, solar plex to pelvic floor, as if it keeps its length. There's no tilt, there's no release. It just keeps that length. And reach for the ground. Drive out of the legs this time. We're going to do a half lift. Hands just above, maybe on the knees. And then as you roll down, drive out of your left leg and sweep your arms to the right. Grab the crown of the head to the ground and pull with your core strength the hips to the left. We're going to slide our right hand underneath our left arm. Come back to the center. Drop deep into the hips. Sweep the left arm back and twist. Then hands back to the knees. As you release the upper body down, drive out of the right leg and sweep the hands to the left. Use that core strength to pull yourself to the right. Slide that left hand underneath the right. Come back to your center line and twist. Both hands to the ground and step back into down dog and explore. Maybe try some isometrics this time. Press into the right hand and the left foot. Release that, 4 equal points. Drive into the left hand and the right foot. If actual movement calls you, if you have restrictions or resistance, go ahead and move into it. And then maybe try again. Pressure in the right hand, left foot. Release it, equal. Pressure left hand to right foot. Drop down to the knees, pop the hands up. Now this time, right foot's gonna come forward. Go right into your crescent. Drive back to a kneeling warrior. Come forward, crescent. Kneeling reverse warrior. We're going to add on, bring that left arm back, bend the elbows deeply. Kneeling humble warrior, tuck from crown of the head to pelvic floor. If it feels safe and you'd like to, you could do little clockwise circles with your hips. Keep the pressure in the right foot, left knee if you are doing that. And then you could reverse the circles. When we lift the body up, Reach for the heel behind you, expand to the ceiling, and then drive yourself forward into Trikonasana. Again, your hand could slide up that right leg, you could pull in a block, but anchor into both feet equally. Rotate from the lowest right rib and breathe into your Trikonasana. Left hip is towards the ground on this one. You're not lifting the left hip up towards the ceiling. Hips are squared to the ground. Then deep into the right knee, left hand goes back to the hip. And again, when you come forward, reach as far forward as you can with your fingertips. Then move the shoulders first, and then bend into a squat. Hands are going to come above the knees. Press and 3 bellows breath. Belly full of breath and expel it out. Tilt and tuck. Roll your way up. Extend the arms, tuck the chin. Make stop arms. Right elbows back, extend, and come over to your Utkatasana. Now you can stay in Utkatasana here, or you can release the right hand from the bind and bring it over to the outside on the right side. Then sweep the left arm back, take the weight onto the right leg and lift the left leg. If that works, drive into your Ardha Chandrasana, opening up the hip. And then it's as if this left hand is on the ground. Try to press it into the ground and expand the center of the chest. And then let your left leg lift and the heel kind of arc back as if it's pressing into the ground as well. Now, if you were in the balance, we're going to bring the feet back together. We'll all release the hands forward, move the foot, and slowly rise up. Now we were down there for a while, so go nice and slow. Turn the palms forward and be in mountain pose. We're going to go to mental alternate nostril breathing. We're going to use our imagination to use the entire body. I'm going to start with breathing up the right fingertips, the right leg, right through the sole of the foot, through the bones, right through the fingertips, through the bones, right through the nose, and everything meets at the third eye, up the right side. Pause for a moment and then let the exhale wash down the left side, as if you're clearing it out. Then we go back to the right side. Inhale. Pause. As if you're just gathering life force, energy, and then washing down the left side. And one more. Up the right side. Wash it down the left. Bring the hands on, open the eyes, bring the hands on the thighs, and we're going to move all the way back to down dog and do the left side. So roll down, step back, drop to table. Pop the hands up. Left legs forward. Stop arms. Engage, pelvic floor up. Find that stretch and then back. Crescent. And back. One more. Rotate to the right and reach. Forward and then rotate to the left. Gonna bring that right arm back, bend the elbows, crown of the head to the ground and breathe. And again, if it feels safe and you'd like to, move the hips in clockwise circles, staying very anchored to the connection of the right knee and the left foot. And then you can switch those circles. And rise upward. We're gonna reach for the right heel. Arc out of this. Come forward, slide the foot up, anchor into Trikonasana. Remember, hips are stationary. You're rotating at that left lower rib. Then a deep bend in the left knee. As you step forward, sweep the hands forward. Shoulders over fingertips, bend into the knees and go into a deep squat, hands above the knees and walk and lock out the arms. Bellows breath. We are moving from in that lower abdomen region, tilt, belly full of breath, through the mouth, expel. Everything you no longer serves you. And again, release. And release. Release, arms up, tuck hollow body, keep reaching, tuck the chin in. Stop arms, release that chin lock. Keep the lower abdomen lock. Left elbow back. Extend. Drop into your twist. And again, you can stay here, or you can take that left hand down, transfer the weight to the left foot, move your right hand to your hip. Maybe the leg will come up. If you come into your half moon, your Ardha Chandrasana, anchor in the left side. Imagine you're pressing your right hand into the mat, creating that tension in the spine, the back of the head to the sacral bone. Kick that right heel back and expand into this pose. If we are in the balance, we're going to bend the knee and come down. Sweep your fingertips forward, move, and roll up from there. Come out of the hollow belly, into the chin lock. Release them both. Turn the palms forward and close the eyes, mountain pose. Feel the power in it. Feel the energy surging through your body. We've woken up every cell in our body, and now alternate nostril breathing. And you are going to see, feel, and imagine breath and life force coming up the left arm and leg, up the left nostril, gather it at the base of the nose, saturate that, and then wash it down the right side. We'll do that. Ready? Inhaling. Up the arms, up the leg, up the nostril, wash. And repeat. Wash it down. And repeat. Wash it down. Feel that aliveness in the fingertips. Feel gravity right through those fingertips. Open the eyes. Take your hands on the thighs. Drop into Utkatasana first. Then move it to down dog. And just for a moment, press into the right hand and then the left hand. The left foot and then the right foot. And now imagine that it's kind of like a light, and wherever the light lands, so left hand, press into it. Release it right away. Right foot. Right hand. Left hand. Left foot. Right foot. Left hand. Right foot. Right hand. Left hand. All 4 points light up. And breathe. Deeply, deeply inside. Lift your heels and lower down and transfer yourself to your original positions. Arms are like a lowercase t but slightly bent. Back of the arms and back of the hands are into the mat. Your knees are bent. Now after this practice, we're going to breathe, pressing down to anything touching the ground, but with less effort. Just as much strength, but less effort. As the breath releases, feel more of an equalness between the back and the front side than that deflating we did at the beginning. 2 more times. One more breath. Drop the left knee to the mat. Gaze to the right. Reach to the right. Drive out of the right foot and press the pelvis into a twist. Whatever is there. Slide the right arm up overhead. Rotate over so that the palms can touch. Now take a moment on this left side. Really kind of relax into this. And then glide the right fingertips inside of the arm, across the chest, and over. Drop the right knee down. Take your attention to the left and drive out of this left leg. Arc the pelvis to the right, but then sweep that left arm up and roll almost completely onto your right side. Palms touch, body relaxes. Fingertips are going to glide and come across. Kick the heels out, touch the knees, and slide the hands down next to the hips, palms up. And pause. Be in the body, the breath, and the mind after this practice. Unite them. Find a strengthful ease, a powerful quietness. Roll over to one side. And lift up to a seated position. I thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.